I don't know, and I don't care. Um, it's Friday, December 20th. Um, I don't know. Like I said, in preparing for these for the upcoming release party, I've been enjoying going live. I don't know how people are finding these. I don't ever mean to bother anybody. I'm sorry if anyone's not entertained by these. I just mean to just go out here and talk about shit. The reason I do it is because I don't have anybody to talk to. If someone were to actually get in a conversation, I'd be happy to have like a chat, even like a voice chat, a vid chat, and actually talk to somebody. But that's not the case. I mean, people tune in and drop out and tune in and drop out. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's the same people. I don't know if they're losing connection. I don't know. But all I do know is that I enjoy doing these because, like I said, I started getting into testing the sound quality to try and get the video going for my CD release party, CD listening party, and I'm fine if I got a device around here I can listen to some. Like I'm trying different things to see if I could get the audio and the video to work together. I want to get as good quality video and audio together. In the meantime, I was just playing random stuff and improvising. No one was tuning in. I don't think. I don't remember. I don't remember looking. I don't remember seeing any comments or anything like that. So people may have been tuning in. I broadcasted back there, and back there I couldn't see any of the comments or anything like that. So I couldn't even see viewers or anything like that. And it's better for me that way because I don't get performative or anything like that. I just do my shit. I just talk. Hello, whoever tuned in. Um, I was just saying how like when no one's here, I just kind of just talk about shit, and I don't do anything crazy or whatever. I mean, I do crazy shit. I just feel more like me when no one's around, and so I never made these for anyone to tune in. If you're tuning in, that's cool. If you don't want to tune in, that's cool. I'm just playing music and talking and BSing about the universe and God and politics, religion, all this stuff you're not supposed to talk about in polite company. So I'm not polite company, I guess. But those are like the most interesting to talk about. What else would you talk about? The weather? Come on, man. We got better things to do than that. I like this pick. It's a felt pick. Sky277 says hello. Hello, how are you, Sky? I was saying earlier the only reason I do these lives is because I really don't have anybody to talk to. I don't have any friends. So I just broadcast out there. I don't mean for anybody to even be watching them. I'm just talking because it's better than talk. I've got an AI on my computer. It's better than talking to them. I just talk out. Just you know, the computer. You don't care. Okay, that's cool. Um, the computer doesn't speak like humans do. It more asks and that's okay. Freedom of speech. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be as rude as you want to be. I can take it. You can do whatever you want. It's just really I appreciate it, but he really I mean this is the world that we live in. You know what I mean? Am I on crack? No, I've never done crack in my life. I've done cocaine once. I'm an open book. I don't care. I'll talk about it. But am I on crack? No, I am not. I'm not on crack. I've never done crack. I've I was prescribed basically heroin. Um, don't worry about it, dude. Seriously, I'm just rambling. I don't ever expect anybody to whatever. I would like some people to fucking talk to you. I wish I could actually instead of saying those. I wish people would like it was like a group chat. That'd be really cool. Cool, man. Thank you. I look like I'm on crack. Cool. I was told I looked like a meth head at the store the other day. So you know, who gives a fuck? I mean, I have done meth in the past. I've done a meth about like 7 or 8 times. Um, do I look like I'm on crack because my clothes are hanging, or because I'm smoking, or because of the way I'm dressed? Is it my face? Is it the? Do I look like I've got like crack lines in my face, like I've been smoking crack, or my lips all chapped and shit and fucked up, or is it just because you feel like saying I look like I'm on crack? Um, if it's because my clothes are really baggy, it's because in the last 9 months I've lost about 60, 70 pounds, and so they don't fit the same anymore. That might be why I look like I'm on crack. But it's called exercising and eating properly and taking care of myself. Sorry about that. Thank you. I don't think I'm cool. I'm okay. I don't know how people are finding these. I don't know if I mean, is that like I'm not current on a lot of stuff. Do people just like go around looking for like live broadcasts, or I don't know. Um, like I said, I would trade just talking to myself and reading these. I am I'm cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know why, but I mean, I haven't done anything cool. Um, so I would trade that for like a good conversation with somebody. I think the longest conversation I've ever had with somebody, I talked with this girl for 19 hours on one of the we were chatting on what was not yeah, it was Messenger, Facebook Messenger. And at first it was just like video chat. You know, what I mean, I voice chat because I mean, you know how it is. It was a fan of Girdma, and she didn't want to be on video. And I'm like, that's cool. I just don't like typing. I hate typing. And on top of that, you know, you can't misspell words you say. Like even if I'm thinking the wrong way of saying plebeian, you know what I mean, or whatever the fuck it is, you know, capitalism or capitalization. If I think the misspellation of that word, but I say it properly. If I say it properly, there's no need for auto corrupt. The fuck? I need to maybe stop smoking so much weed. Yeah, I don't need autocorrect in my voice because I mean I'll say stuff and then I'll like tap. Like I said, I get tongue tied and then I'll touch it right. But I'd much prefer to like talk to somebody and get like feedback and you know back and forth. I can't ever tell if anyone's in here or not because sometimes it says there's one person, sometimes it says there's like a lot of people, sometimes it says there's none. And then sometimes it says there's none, there'll be like a thing will pop up and say a message, and so I don't know. Um, like I said, once I start noticing that there's people in, I start trying to be entertaining and whatever rather than just be myself and talk. And I don't like that. I'd rather just you know talk. So I probably won't even pay attention. If I see something pop up, I'll try to respond to messages. If anyone feels like chatting, just let me know. Doesn't have to be anything. Just talking, you know, so that we can hear voices back and forth. That's fine. I'm not trying to like hook up or nothing. I just want to talk to somebody. It'd be cool to have a actual conversation. It was really I really like the AI. I don't know if anyone here has turned in for like when I was earlier and I was talking to the AI on my computer, but it's really fluent with speaking and it can look up a lot of like heavy concepts. You can what? I'm sorry. I'm a bit stoned. I must have said something. I went on to another subject. You can what? I'm sorry. That's why I like chatting. Oh, you can chat. You want to chat? Like video chat, or I mean, even like just voice chat. Is that what you're saying? Or am I misreading what you're saying? Like I said, I'd much rather do that than sit here talk to myself. No. Okay, yeah, you can't then. That's cool. Um, I'd much rather talk to somebody than just talk to myself and have people listening to me. Like I said, I feel like I gotta perform or something, and I don't like that. But I do like playing my guitar and shit, so I had to learn some songs. I didn't have to. My relatives asked me to learn some songs for family reunion, and I don't really like performing like that kind of stuff because there's a lot of pressure. But my aunt had never had a campfire sing along. I'm like, it's just kind of like my job to play music. I might as well do it. Oh, what's going on? What up, man? How you doing? You back from more of my rambling and yambling? I can't believe that shit. That's crazy. chat. No on chat. Yeah, I understand. I get it. Am I here like Mark Lanigan? Oh, what songs do I know? I was about to ask. I like Mark Lanigan a lot. I know some Doors, a few some one song from the Doors. I know some Mad Season, River of the Sea. I know some High with a little help from my friends, from Beatles. I learned that for the campfire, and that was really cool because I had them sing along. Because I mostly did the singing, which I feel very judged, and so I was like, all right, I got panned out the lyric sheet, and I was like, okay, the second part, there's like the part like, what do you do when love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel at the end of the day? Are you sad 'cause you're on your own? No, I get by with the love from my friends. It's so simple, it's so easy. How many subs do I have? Is that what it said? Yeah, I've got a couple thousand because I was Cheap Gear Guy. I've been doing Cheap Gear Guy stuff for 12 years or so, maybe longer. It was way back in 2010. I started, I think, in 2010 or 2011. I started doing reviews of inexpensive gear, and then I just kind of stopped doing that, and I was working on music. I got signed to Blue Effects, but I've got a couple thousand subscribers. For a while there, I had the highest watched review of the Behringer C1 microphone. Oh yeah, what's it? What's your brother? Would it be someone I know? Like I've heard of. Oh, I know a lot of Screaming Trees songs. It's all I can know, girl, let them say what they will. No one should love you. Red 5000. That's all I seem to do. No one should deserve you. Lord, it's all I seem to do. Gotta tell you goodbye, mama. I'm taking this too far. Been trying to tell you what's going on. Yeah, just trying to make it easier on you. That's all I came to do. Try to make it better, make it easier on you. Lord, that's all I can do. But now down your line, Lord, I must be dreaming. 'Cause I see clearly, I see angels bringing something to me. Mother, see, yeah. I'm told a lie, I didn't need it. Good trying to tell you what's going on. Yeah, just trying to make it easier on you. Lord, it's all I came to do. Just trying to make it better, make it easier on you. It's all I came to do. It's all I can do. Now I'm told like you know, darling Bill. One of those ones I learned. I learned a Willie Nelson song. Don't fence me in. Oh, give me land, lots of land on the starry skies above. And don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in. Leave me by myself, just enjoy and breathe. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. You can send me off forever, but I'm begging you, please. Don't fence me in, just let me loose. Let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western sky. Oh, my cayuse, let me wander young until I see the mountain ride. I wanna ride on the ridge where the west commences. I stare at the moon until I lose my senses. Can't look at hobbles, I can't stand fences. So don't fence me in. Stare at the moon until I lose my senses. I can't look at hobbles, I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in. Don't fence me in. One more time now. Don't fence me in. That's when I find you under orange sky. I'm gonna try to shine. Blue drowning days find you a new orange sky, making it try to shine. Blue drowning days, thought I was insane. Well, blue lonesome nights away. Man, I love Mark Lanigan. He's an incredible musician, incredible singer, great voice. I mean, I've learned a lot of stuff from him. Like I used to try and sing more like Chris Cornell, and then I discovered Lanigan stuff, and I mean, it's like Carnival. Like I would always try and write because from a musician standpoint, doesn't it make sense that writing more technical stuff would be the more interesting, more engaging stuff? But one of the most interesting songs that's been written in the last the whole time the bass. I don't know, whatever that. I don't know that song. I don't know, something like that. Who knows? Who cares? Have a step down, anyways. I will give Kurt credit on About a Girl because that's a damn good song. Fun. It just sounds fun. From the it sounds fun. But those aren't really the complicated ones. I mean, like yeah. And then there's just like Suicide and stuff like that. Those are like some fairly complicated songs. Black Hole Sun, fairly complicated songs. And while they did do well, that was more due to Chris's lyrics and his appeal to people. He just had a way of crafting lyrics that was incredible. He was such a badass and such an influence to me that, like, you had to write Senior Paper. That's when my senior paper was on Chris Cornell because, like, I knew I always knew he was a great singer, but I actually saw them not live, but I saw a recording. And channels Preston Ridge, Precision, doing it Lonely Road. I don't know Lonely Road. And I saw some unicorns, I believe. I don't know if that means I'm gay. I mostly know like a lot of kind of Seattle songs and stuff. Obviously, oh, those are goats. Okay, they're blue and they look like they had one horn and they went away very fast. As I was trying to read, so it wouldn't be the first time someone thought I was gay, man. I don't care. I really don't give a shit. Some people find out the hard way. Oh yeah. I noticed your girlfriend was staring over here. Should I prove it to you? up and load. No, not really, man. I appreciate it, but Jimmy, Jimmy was good because like I mean the stuff that he did was like actually new and original. I'm just kind of borrowing from stuff that everybody else has done, you know. Um, I tried it. I that's why I refuse to learn music like properly, 100% because I want there to be a bit of unknown. You know what I mean? Like that right there. I didn't want. I didn't know where to go, so I had to piece it out, and that's much better. Bjork made a. She was talking about how there's an interview with her, and she was saying how at her school that she went to, they make their own instruments, and she's saying it's really cool because like a lot of the magic happens in the mistakes. So like I said, I didn't want that, but I didn't know where to go from there. But you know what I mean? I made a mistake. You know what I mean? There's like as you're trying to piece it out, and then you feel like you've earned it. I was working one day on a song. I was writing a song, and as I was playing, I was like, "No, that goes too many times." You know, that's playing like it's like a something like that. And it was repeating like it's supposed to do four. And I was like, it needs to do three, and then like it hit me like lightning. Like, wait, if it already has a prescribed order that actually sounds correct, am I actually writing the song or am I learning it? And as soon as I realized that, I just kind of gave into the music and let it do what it does. And my music took a really big turn for me, I think, because I stopped trying to make it do stuff and I started letting it do things. And when I started doing that, it just like it opened like a big floodgate instead of like trying to like whatever. I was like, I'll just find a note that I want to start with. Okay, I want to start with that. I want to make those two give you good, nice. There we go. There it is. Yeah, I kind of like that. I'll work with that later on to work out. You know, I mean, to work it out how it goes. And I've got a recording of it. It's a very fun instrument. I taught myself. Um, as I said, I'll recap it real quick. When I was like 13, I saw my brother playing, and he knew how to play like a G chord, a C chord, and a D chord. And so he was sitting there playing like every rose has its thorn. And I was watching his fingers. I studied, and like I said, I recognized patterns really quickly. And so I saw how his hands went, and the pattern looked exactly the same, just up another string. And I noticed that the string was like there, and he just really didn't move very much. I'm like, okay. So when he left, um, yeah, I know a little piano too. I know the notes. I know the sharps. I know a little bit of theory. I barely know the notes on the string. I know there's A, E, A, D, G, and I know how to count them up, But yeah, first time I played, it wasn't that fast. It was more like, what was the other one? It was like, fingers are slow as shit. But after that, I started like, what other the combinations of notes are there? I like that. Oh shit, you can do all kinds. How many notes can you add? Ooh. Oh. Well, you get a taste for dissonance when you start doing that. You get like a real good taste. Like I have one, so I was like with the bass line completing it out, it sounds like it sounds really good and it sounds cool. It's supposed to sound very distressing at that point, and it does good. Published a song or anything. Oh yeah, I've got four of my albums are on YouTube on my channel. So if you go to my channel, there's four of my albums, full albums. They're free, and you can download them from SoundClick if you like any of the songs on the albums. Some of the albums have actual videos, like 22, the album 22 has 16 songs and 6 videos. 2 of the songs share a video. I've never seen anyone do that, so I decided to do that. And so the very first video covers the first 2 songs, and then there's 4 other videos. So there's 16 songs and 6 videos, and there's a bonus video at the end of me doing the song better. Um, Yeah, so I've done that. That was on there. Those are self-published, and then I did 3 albums with Blue Effects Records that you can get on Bandcamp um, under the name Gearedma. Gearedmah. It's something my daughter said when she was about 6 months old. I was on the night shift because the ex-wife was complaining about whatever, and so I stayed up so she could sleep. I came home late from I delivered pizza at night, and so I was usually up all night anyways. And so I'd work on my music while she was sleeping. The room was far enough away that it was virtual. I was plugged into for amps and stuff. And when I keep one ear out, and I'd hear my daughter cry. And so when she'd cry, I would go get her. I went and got her a bottle, and I was handing it to her because she was at the age where she could just take it and hold it at that stage. I made sure she didn't need a diaper change or anything like that, and she needed a bottle. So I got her a bottle and handed it to her. So I took it. She took it and she went, Guillermo, and started drinking it. I was like, Guillermo, kid, you fucking rule. That was one of the coolest things I've ever heard in my life. But there is no way. I was looking for a new band name. I was like, there's no way I can ever get anyone. It's a nonsense. It's a baby word. It's a child word. Guillermo. But I will never get people to, maybe from foreign countries, to to actually go to that part, like rolling the tongue, and for a word that doesn't mean anything really. I like to think in baby ease, it means I love you. Like, I love you. Thank you for the bottle. You know what I mean? Thank you. I like to think it's baby ease. It would be great to talk to another kid and go, Guillermo, and they're like, oh, you speak my language. They see the recognition. That'd be so fucking cool. So if any of you got kids out there, just go to them and go, Guillermo. And see if they go, how do you know that word? They probably just look at you like, what the fuck was that? That didn't sound like mommy. It didn't sound like daddy. What the fuck? That didn't sound like food either. Guillermo? Speak English, motherfucker. I love the thought of kids and old people cussing people out. I don't know why. It's just one of the it tickles me to the fucking core of a child. Just because they're not supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Like when your grandma, you see like an elderly lady talking about how she likes to get boned. It's so hilarious to me because did my grandma just say she likes to twerk on that thing? What? What? A little kid telling you, what the fuck do you know, old man? You know what I mean? Like 5 years old. That shit cracks me up. The fuck do you know, old man? Oh man, no, that's why I say I'm stupid. Because just the things that make me laugh. They probably shouldn't make me laugh this much. I shouldn't find that much joy in the things that make me laugh, but I do. And so you got to take your wins when you can get them, right? You get your wins when you can. Like this, I'm not actually talking to anybody. I am. There's some people that comment and stuff, but for the most part, I'm just gonna. What time is it, anyways? That's been 35 minutes on the dot. Talk about timing. Holy shit! I looked right. It's like 35. So whatever time it was when I started. Let's see. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Yeah, I'm an hour late for taking my drugs, man. So yeah, fuck it. We should too. I was gonna take 1.5, but who cares? That's how druggies do it. I don't know if you knew that. Who cares? That's part of the kick, actually, honestly. I'm unashamed about the fact, like I said, I may do that. I may let it sit in my tongue until it dissolves, and it tastes like fucking shit. Um, but it kicks harder. I don't care. I mean, reading Mark Langen's book, Sing Backwards and Weep, made me. That's another book I've read. I've read that one, Sing Backwards and Weep, because I really, really like Mark Lanigan. And then I read his book, and I really, really don't like Mark Lanigan, but I really, really like his music. Apparently, Mark Lanigan is pretty much a kind of a scumbag if the stories in there are pretty true. Um, I was like 13 pages from the end, and I was so disgusted by him that I almost didn't finish the book, and someone told me to go ahead and do it, and I did, and it wasn't redeeming, but he did come to terms with who and what he is, and he never at any point in time in the story did he ever say that he was anything other than a fucking piece of shit asshole junkie scum. I'll give him that. There's no time that if you ever thought that before you read the book, you should never think that about Mark Lanigan. And he says it over and over and over again as he goes through some of the junkie scum things he did. And it's like, why would you do that? But one of the last things it says is that when he was leaving rehab, it was when he got clean. So he says, I don't know if he got clean or not, but he said that he realized that everything he's ever done in his life was wrong, because he was in this chair, and he said he doesn't believe in the Bible, doesn't believe in whatever. And he doesn't even know why the words came across his lips, but he said, God, please fix me. He's like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but God showed up. And it hit him so hard that he said he watched his entire life flash in front of his eyes, and it hit him so hard it knocked him out of the chair that he was in. And he said, like, crystallizing in 1 second, he realized that he has never made a correct choice in his life. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, when you read a book, you're like, yeah, when you're reading this book, like, yeah, you haven't made one fucking correct choice. You've been just doing nothing but wrong choices after wrong choice after wrong choice. You are junkie scum. And I guess I've kind of convinced him to kind of clean up his act a bit. When he performed in Detroit, I went and saw him in Detroit. That was a very cool concert. It's on YouTube. You can check that out. Mark Lanigan's Shelter. You'll hear some guy out there going, "Fuck yeah!" Hi. That's me. And there's another guy that you can hear a guy screaming over the band. That's me. But no, that was kind of redeeming a little bit, not enough to cover what he did. Water. You gotta have something to drink, right? Especially when you talk as much as me, because you get parched. But it's always good to have some water around. Everyone's gone. Aww. Well, I'll just go back to doing what I do then, which is, oh, what's that guy up there? Oh, you're watching. I see something. Yeah, have you published a song? Yeah. I do not. Oh, young kids, you're 12. Yeah, that would explain why you don't have kids. 12, you probably shouldn't be watching this. If you're watching this at 12, you should not be watching this. This is I am not a good example for you, kid. Get out. You got to get out of here. Seriously, you got to get out of here. You really shouldn't even be on YouTube. I'm not a good influence, man. I am not a good influence. Nah, I'm bad. You don't even, I cuss too much. This is the wrong channel for a 12-year-old, man. This is the wrong channel for a 12. I know at that age I was already full on like into George Carlin. I was cussing. By 13 I was drinking. It's not like I can kick you out, but at least there's a record of me saying I'm a bad influence, and this now it's on you. Now it's your fault. I've already explained. This is not the way to go, man. You need to go. You need to be somewhere else. If I can't, you're right. I can't make you leave, and if you're not leaving, you're not leaving. So I had to make it known. So when your parents try to kick my ass, like, where the fuck did you learn that? And they're like, Chief Gear Guy said I could. Ah, shit. Then the cops are knocking on my door. I told him I was a bad influence. Dude, 12? I didn't have, when I was 12, um, that would have been 1980. Now I gotta watch my language. 1980. It might have been 1990 at. No, okay, so I graduated at 17. And that was 1994. 87. Have I rested? Like, have I slept or have I been blogging this whole time? I haven't slept. No, I woke up at about 10 o'clock this morning because I went really hard last night. And then I woke up at 10 o'clock because I had a doctor's appointment at 2. And I was in there telling myself, get up. And I was like, no, I'm gonna take a nap. I'm like, no, if you take a nap now, you're not gonna make your doctor's appointment. And then I was like, no, I'm getting up. And like, no, you're not. And like, yeah, no, I'm gonna put on my clothes. Just give me a second. I'm gonna get up here in a second. And then I woke up at 2 o'clock, and I'm like, crap. So I went down to my doctor, and I didn't get there till like 2:30, and so I got home. I started blogging a bit. I got finished with that one. I did a couple. One I did one on religion, one on love, one on whatever, and wrestled. Um, Serious like fighting wrestle, yes. As far as wrestling and competition, no. Aside from like, I mean, I played football in high school, in middle school and elementary school until I got the shit kicked out of me to the point where I was like, okay, I was. This is like the sport. Yeah, I've never really wrestled. I've watched wrestling, like the WWE style, but when I was playing football, I was center and nose guard, and I was on special teams, so I never left the field, right? And I remember so vividly, I'd been playing for like a year or two, and I was proud of the fact that I never left the field because they needed me on special teams. I was on kickoff, I was on return, I was on all of it. You know what I mean? I was on offense and defense. I never left the field, and they kicked off to us. It was one game, and these guys were huge. We were young, and these guys clearly had been left behind. I mean, I looking back now, I noticed that they were like good 2 feet taller than the rest of us. I just thought they were big. 3 days a week. Jeez, dude, are you good? Have you like won any titles or anything like that? So they kick off, and when they kick off, I see the guy kick the ball, and I'm watching the ball because I'm blocking for the guy that's going to be running, right? So I'm watching it just to see when he's going to catch it. As it gets here, the guy who kicked the ball hits me like head on and just lays me out. I mean, just lays me out. Damn near caught the ball he kicked. This kid had been left behind. He had failed at least 4 or 5 grades, at least. These were big ass kids, and they were allowed to play against us. It was wrong. I just remember coming to. I was laying on the ground, looking up at the sky, and like, what am I doing? And I kind of sat up, and I'm like looking down. I'm like, why am I wearing a football uniform? And then my friends were all in the huddle, and I'm like, okay, those guys are dressed like me, so I think I should go over there. I hadn't got my shit together yet. And I looked like, okay, those guys aren't dressed like me, so I'm gonna go over. And then they're like, go, and I'm like, oh, yeah, they're waving me, so I think I go over there. And as I'm in the huddle, it all starts coming clear and becoming clear to me what happened. And the George Carlin in me just goes, what the fuck is the point? What can I fucking do with a point? Huh? I just got knocked the fuck out for a point, and I can't spend it. I can't use it. There's nothing I can do with it. Oh yay, did we make 6 points? What can I do with that? Nothing? Okay, I quit. I quit like that day. I quit. I was like, fuck this. No. Fuck this. I saw a message pop up, but I didn't get to read it. Let's see. Yeah, I got a second in the Oregon Classic, which is one of the second biggest. Nice. Nicely done, man. The best I think I've ever done when I was a kid, I was on the line swim team. This was like 6, 7 years old. And at 6 years old, I mean, I was just horrible, just horrible, just terrible. But they didn't give up on people, and they train and whatever. And so I worked and I won because my brother was good at it. So whatever my brother did, I always wanted to try and do. And so I just worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. And by the next year, when we did a relay, I had to swim 2 legs. It was a 4-man relay, and I had to swim 2 legs of it, and we came in first. And I got most improved swimmer. I got a gold ribbon or a blue ribbon for the swim. But then when they're giving out medals, the best medal I've ever gotten is most improved swimmer. It's not hardly really a tournament or anything, but it's like, you no longer suck. Here you go. Here's an award for how bad you used to suck and how you don't suck anymore. Thank you. I'm, I'm glad I've improved. And apparently better than anyone else here. I guess they didn't have as far to go. To me, the loser of the winners, the winner of the losers, to me, this does not feel right. That's why I make a good writer is because I just commit to the shit. I just like fuck it. Let's do this. Let's just go ahead and full on. Oh shit, man. What are we at? 48 minutes. Should I keep talking or should I just shut the fuck up and go away, man? You guys let me know. So I can do either one. Give me a subject. Or tell me to shut up. Either one. As much about your entertainment as me talking, so you don't want me choosing the subject. What do I do for work? I actually don't work. I am, like I said, I'm signed out of Blue Effects. Um, I'm by no means wealthy or anything like that, but it pays for. I have the life I want to live paid for, and no one tells me what to do. I qualify for discount on the bus, so I just get around there. So I don't have a car note, I don't have gas payment, I don't have insurance payment. The guy, oh, if I decide like a Uber ride share for me, because they have a special buses called the Beta Link that allow you to go anywhere within Grand Traverse, and Grand Traverse covers a lot of shit. But you go directly from your place directly to that place. But it's like an Uber ride share. Now, if anyone's scheduled for that drive, then you have to stop wherever they're stopping along the way. But if there's no one else on the drive, then you just get picked up where you're picked up and you're dropped off where you want to go. It's a straight drive. And it's normally $6 there, and it's $6 per way. But because I'm on discount, made money from YouTube. No, I don't make money from YouTube at all, and I never want to. I never wanted to. That was never my goal because it would involve putting in commercials. I don't mind making money off of my work, but I mind making money off of like commercials because I hate commercials like so badly. But the Beta Link's only like $3 for me, So I can get for $6, I can get anywhere in whatever. I was riding the bus, and the guy, my voice was a little bit shocked because I laid down like a recent track. The new Troth stuff is a lot more. It's a lot heavier. It's a lot heavier. It's dope. It's, it's sounding so good. Okay. Anyways, I'm trying not to share too much of it, but it's sounding so fucking good. It's some of the best stuff I've ever done in my life, man. I've been in a part of, and it's because Mike Nova is one fucking incredible musician. It's all Mike, dude. Seriously, it's all Mike. But it's fun stuff that I'm playing. I'm having more fun than I've ever had playing music, dude. It's so good. Um, we got two songs. When we decided that when we get four songs together, we're gonna put out a small, small play thing because we've already got some stuff under Troth on Reverb Nation. We're actually charting. I lost track of him for a couple of years, but for some reason our stuff is charting on Reverb Nation. People keep joining and liking our stuff and signing up with the whatever. We're at the top of our region, the top of our area. We keep climbing like all the time, and we're climbing nationally and globally. And I don't know why. Oh, of course, and of course, I'm in Michigan right now. Um, but I met up back with him. Right by the time I met back with him, people were really tuning into Troth and liking the stuff. I've got some Troth stuff on YouTube on my channel. There's several songs from Troth. Why were you asking if I know Eminem? Like I don't know him, but I know who Eminem is. I'm not far from Detroit. Um, but no, so I was riding the bus home and my voice was hoarse. Very good. He's a very talented dude. My voice was hoarse from screaming and stuff, and so like the guy had a song on that I really liked. I was kind of singing along like quietly, like, but it's still like it's kind of a little raspy. He's like, "All right, now don't make me turn the radio off." I'm like, "Oh, I'm not singing that bad," because I'm like, it's even worse. You can hear that kind of I was kind of a little bit hoarse. Is he like, "Oh, is my singing that bad?" He's like, "I'm gonna make me turn off the radio," and I'm like, "Would it help me if I told you that I'm signed out of I'm a signed musician out of Boston?" He's like, "And you're riding the bus?" I'm like, "I don't have a boss. I do whatever the fuck I want to, whenever the fuck I want to do it. I'm gonna go home and smoke a lot of pot. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do after that. I have nowhere to be. I live the life I want to live. I come and go as I want to. I have no car note. I have none of that stuff." And as I was getting off, I thought of as I was getting off, I really snarkily kind of go, "You have yourself a great day, because you still got, you know what I mean? He's still got to work, and I'm done with my day. So fuck and you. I'm going home to get stoned, and your ass just had to drive me. Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, as he's driving off. As a matter of fact, I've even got a fucking chauffeur. You bitch, fuck you." I've even got a fucking chauffeur. You drove me like within a block of my fucking house. Fuck you. And judge me. You're getting paid to go do this. Go do that. I'm gonna go do what I get paid to do, which is smoke pot and talk shit. And play music and write books and draw pictures and create digital art and do what I fucking want to do. Do what the fuck I want to do, man. I'm literally like I do what the fuck I want to do. Do I have a car? No, but the bus schedule's easy enough to follow. I can get wherever the fuck I need to go around here. I get to the dispensary and back. I get to the bank with like there's a bank within my network that's like doesn't charge me for cash withdrawals. I can get there like no time. I mean the bus like drops like right there, and the dispensary is like not far from there. I've got a fucking med card, so I can go from the med side, so I get the good shit, the real good shit, and then I get back on the bus and I ride back here and listen to music all day, or I work on like voice over type shit. I write, I work on my books. I write on my novels. I write on my music. I scratch ideas. I got a guitar here. I got another guitar over there. I got a parlor guitar. Just like that. And I put it away and I go watch fucking TV for a couple hours. My favorite musician, that's a tough one. That's loaded because I have so many favorites. Like I would have to say my ultimate two favorites. If I had to pick, I couldn't pick one, but if I had to pick, I have to pick like my top one. They'd have to share. It'd be Mark Lanigan and Chris Cornell, because the musicianship of Chris Cornell and his singing, like his vocal range is just, and his guitar playing is. I mean, he can play guitar. He not just like rhythm guitar. He can play lead guitar, and he can play drums. Like I had, like when I started playing, I had no idea those were all possible for one person, which made me inspired to actually keep going and try and learn other instruments. Because I was playing guitar and having a trouble sometimes trying to play guitar and sing. I'm like, this is how anybody, and he's up there and singing and while playing like the solo. I thought it was Kim Thale playing the fucking solo. The other guitars, no, this motherfucker's singing on that and just fucking playing the guitar at the same time. I'm like, I have no excuse. I have to get better. You know what I mean? I have to get better. I'm the problem. If he can do it, then I mean, he's a human being. He's a human being. He's flesh and blood. I'm inspired now. I'm not intimidated. Like, oh, I'll never be that good. I'm like, fuck. It can be done. Okay. I'm gonna stop complaining because I'm just playing rhythm guitar and I can't sing. So I just gotta get better. And the band room was at my house, so I learned how to play the drummer is easier for him to leave his drums at the band room, and the bass player often sometimes will leave his stuff, and so I just had basically free access to the band stuff. Luke Combs, I've heard of Luke Combs. He's a country singer, right? If I remember correctly. I mean, if YouTube wasn't so bitchy about this shit, I'd just pull it up right here and play it in the background, and we could actually have discussion about it. Here's the thing that I found about a lot of music is that a lot of music is good, but there's a difference between like good music and then well well produced music. Like pop music is usually well produced music. It's in time, it's in key. All musicians have, there's no errors in there. The mixing quality is through the fucking roof. It sound the fidelity is there. But it's not a great song. It's not a great song. It's not a change the world type song. You know what I mean? It's not like the Doors or Kurt Cobain or whatever, or even the Ramones, who with shittier quality recordings did more influence to the entire world. And then rarely do those two worlds meet because they usually intersect at a place that art and money intersect at a very dirty intersection. It's a very nasty, dirty intersection where one of the two is not walking away. Look at the trail of blood. Look at all the musicians who've been dead, left in the wake of the. I mean, someone's a heroin addict, and you're not going to assign them a watcher, a minder, someone they can tolerate, someone that's not going to bother them, but just like, hey, Kirk, you're fucking over. You know what I mean? And do something. You know what I mean? And do something. How hard would that be? You're not gonna. You want the wheels to fall off. Twister. I've never heard that. I don't really listen to a lot of modern music. I've heard like a lot of like I've heard some. You ever heard of? I can see their faces, and I can think of their real names, but I can't think of the band name. Fuck. Kelly Mayo, Peyton Big Horse, and then there's the brother Kurt Mayo. You go ugly pop music. What was the fucking band's name? They're good. There's several really good bands. I'm signed to Blue Effects, Ian James's label. He's really really good. He and I have done a couple songs together. Um, there was See How They Run, and there was another one. His latest album has two of my songs. I'm on two of the songs on his latest. Ian James, that's the guy that he's out of Boston. Um, it's an independent musician. Um, I like his stuff a lot. He does some instrumental stuff. There's a really good song that I really love a lot. It's all instrumental. It's called "This Is Where I'm At," I believe, and like the mood that it projects is like exactly where I. And there's another band on Blue FX Records on Bandcamp. If you go to Bandcamp and look up Blue FX record artists, um, I'm there. Three of my albums are there. Ian James is there. Wrong Path is there. Pariah Jones. The Beast from New England, I think, is on there now. There's several new guys that are on there. I'm about to start running the YouTube channel, so for Blue Effects because I've got time on my hands, and I really like Ian James. Is like I appreciate him picking me up as an artist, and so I want to help out. The more Blue Effects has and can do, the more it helps me out. So I mean, why wouldn't I help out? And I've got time. Sometimes I find myself just doing shit like this. I could be moderating the Blue Effects page, but I'm gonna need to get some things together, and I'll probably start Monday. I'll probably start working on contacting the other people or putting out something through the Blue Effects page and asking to send out a mass mailer saying that if you want to be on the Chris Stapleton, yeah, I've heard of Chris Stapleton. I'm not a big country fan. I'm mostly like country. I like older country, like Randy Travis, um, Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, some of those older guys. It's I like that more than the modern stuff. The modern stuff sounds more like kind of like just pop music, made with same with a country twang. And sometimes that works to do that, like Mark Lanigan's "Whiskey for the Holy Ghost" and "Winding Sheet" are very influenced by country music. He grew up instead of in Seattle, he grew up in the Plains area. Yeah, he grew up in the Plains area of Washington, which is mostly like Ellensburg, and they cows and more farming and stuff. And so he had a lot of his dad was a lot of into like a lot of like Willie Nelson, older Johnny Cash stuff, and his first two albums have a lot of that influence, like a lot of that slide guitar, a lot of acoustic, some violin and stuff like that. So it's kind of like you're listening to a country song, and all of a sudden he comes in with that. It sounds like he's drunk. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I didn't get his music at first because like my brother was kind of obsessed with Mark Lanigan, and I really didn't care either way. And then I worked at a radio station, and I got a couple copies, like some rare copies that I figured he'd probably like. I thought he had the other ones, and he's like, "Oh, I've got these two. You should keep those." And I was like, "Ah, fuck this, I don't really want those," but I kept them. And the other ones, he's like, "Where the fuck did you get these?" I'm like, "You want them or not?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Go ahead and keep them." Like, these are fucking ultra rare. Keep them. I don't give a shit. Um, and then I started getting into Screaming Trees and Mark Lanigan, and we start singing. It's just like this guy's just drunk as shit, and it's just what the fuck. I don't see what the big obsession is. And then as the more I listen to like what he's actually saying, oh, I'm streaming all the time. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow or not. I've got several that are up there. If you haven't watched them all, there's some that are like hours long. I talk for a long time, dude. Like I'm at an hour right now, and so yeah, actually I am. Someone asked me if I could broadcast tomorrow around noon, and I said that I would. So yeah, around noon I'm noon Eastern. I don't know where they are, but I'll be doing noon Eastern. So um, I'll probably be on for a while. I got nothing else to do, and I don't mind talking. And you see, I'm on an hour, so if you got bail, head on out, man. Enjoy. Take care. See you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Speaking of Mark Lanigan. Strange as I've ever lived. So you're coming along to the sideshow. I'll be falling all over like dominoes. The girls were sad in their eyes. They're all standing around like they're hypnotized. Walking back to the firing line, you smile again in the door. You can't keep it closed anymore. Tell your mom that you're gone to the free show. I'll be crawling all over the carnival, just scratching a stitch in the skin, and I'm moaning for more of your medicine. In the morning, wondering where you've been, just turning your back to the ghosts, and trying to look like you just might know. But all of the good that you seen just went down and into the drain. Oh, the kids in the street out for now. In the morning I'm gonna find it all out. What in the world can it be? It's as strange as I've ever seen. The girls were dead in their eyes, just standing around being hypnotized, following me back to the freak show. I'm crawling all over the carnival, yeah, I am home. But the kids in the street ought to know. In the morning I'm gonna find it all out. What in the world can it be? It's as strange as I've ever seen. The girls were sad in their eyes, standing around like they're hypnotized, following me That's what I was talking about when I was writing back in the day. I wrote that was like 19, and back then, the more complicated, the more um, interesting the song was going to be, and I couldn't get any traction with anything that I wrote like that. Matter of fact, some of the simplest stuff that I wrote, the most compliment I got on a lot of my stuff. Like, released a lot of songs, but one was just this very throwaway song called "Save Me." It's like. It's very simple, like that's the whole song. I mean, it sounds really, it's more orchestrated with like all the drums in the background and stuff. But I mean, that got some of the biggest compliments. Someone put a compliment like it sounds very professional, like an actual song. Because most of my stuff is very, it's like this one is She Said. Stay right by me. They say don't buy in. Shades of gray, slim I see. I've got my own sin. Hey, wait, don't go round. They say I've got news. Wait, don't go round. Wait. Someone help me, I'm just dying here. Seem to have been time to time, yeah. And if I break your chains, I'm sure you'll say I'm trying, dear. But I don't pay no mind. Don't pay no mind. Someone help me, I'm just dying here. It seems when I see I've got my own sins. I've got my own sins. I've got my own sins. nothing else to do and saying no one's here, so I'm going to talk about Unia a bit because that's like if I'm not here, I'm in Unia. So um, I started working on the ideas for Unia fairly recently, but the actual some of the stories I've been working on some of the fantasy stories for a while. Shuna Mazine, Sean Battle, Shuna Mazine. I created him like somewhere when I was in middle school, and he was a half elf, and it was just very bland, generic. Superhero, Superman type thing. You know, didn't really have any flaws because when you're writing, when you start writing, it's kind of what you do. You put yourself in the main character, and he's not how he's better than this, and he's this and that. You know, what I mean, it's just it's unlivable. You can't live up to that. And so what I decided to do with that was make him into a folk legend. That's who he is to the people that he's saved, kind of like how Martin Luther King has no flaws and Gandhi has no flaws, and these guys are these great people without having any problems. And so Shina Mazine is actually his. When I tell his actual story, it will point out his flaws. How he's very human. I got something on my screen there. All right, so but far as the people of Unia know that he has the Shina Mazine is a character that is kind of like I said, very generic, very not whatever. Hello to whoever's tuning in. I'm not doing anything of importance. So I kept writing on some other stories. I wanted my brother to play D&D with me, so I came up with a campaign called the Keep Christerian, and he never played. So the ideas just kind of just festered in my mind and seethed for decades and decades, and the ways to make it better and ways to make it cool, and like just thinking about it and thinking about it, and what about this and how about that, and how to dungeon master it to be like a very impressive thing. And so then fast forward to about 2011, and Skyrim comes out, and I play it and I beat it, and I've played it and beat it several times. And so I go ahead and start thinking about some of my own stories, and like, oh, you know what, I could take some of my own stories and turn them into mods for Skyrim because they would fit in this world. You know, you got elves, you got all this other stuff, and so it works. So I started working on making a mod for Skyrim for one of my stories for the Keep Christerian, and including like a lot of the stuff that ended up in the book. Eventually, like I said, my sister wrote her book, which encouraged me to write my book, my novel. I've been sitting on this story, The Robber and the Thief, for years. Not as long as the Keep Christerian or the Underwoods, but I found a way to tie it all together, and there would need lots and lots of separation between the stories. And so I realized that that's cool. It gives it like plenty of expanse for the story to grow and develop. And but the problem with that was that it needed to be like a set in like an Earth-like environment, but it can't be set on Earth because it needs to be somewhere that doesn't bump up against history, because I don't want less thing I want to hear is like that never happened. On top of that, I don't want to hear about how I'm trying to say this about this group of people or that about this group of people, because on Unia, for a prime example, if you as an Earthling were to show up on Unia with a compass, a regular compass, your compass would say that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, but you'd be the only one on all of Unia. You'd be fighting a sea of everyone else on Unia whose compass says the sun rises in the south and sets in the north. And you're like, look at my compass. My compass says it's rising in the east and sets in the west. And they're like, look at all the compasses. And they're like, on Earth. And like, you're not on Earth. Why do you keep talking about Earth? You're not on Earth. You're on Unia. The fuck are you talking about Earth for all the time? Shut the fuck up about Earth. On Unia, that, where the sun rises, is the south. Always has been. Always fucking will be. So technically you would be right, but you'd be arguing with someone that they're right. They're technically right. You'd be right if you're on Earth, but you aren't on Earth anymore. Matter of fact, the forward to the I don't have a forward to my book, my novel, but I want to have the forward to my next book. I don't. I'm going to do the Underwoods next. I have a very methodically planned. I've got the Robber and the Thief, then the Underwoods, and then it's going to be the Keeper Styrian. And with that release of that order, it should lay out everything pretty well. And therefore, when I go through the stories, it should read very well. Um, but right now, I've got the Robber and the Thief done, and I've got most of the Keep Christerian done. It's a 180,000 word choose your own adventure novel. I've got 128,000 words done, so I've got to finish about 60,000 words, which would be the final. I call them there's three golden endings to it. There are three main characters, and there's three golden endings that would be like each of those main characters, their individual endings, and you can choose your way to. There's somewhere about 20, 30 endings, and I try to make them all as satisfying as possible, so that way you can choose whichever ending you want it to be, and matter of fact, each choice you choose takes you to an entirely different universe inside the book. Inside the book, there are books, because people don't like info drops, but sometimes it's necessary. You need to have information like backstory. And so basically, what I did was add in DVD extras to the story, because the first 40 pages I put in there was talking about how the main character is a historian, and he's like the foremost historian on the mage Christerian from Unia, and so he's laying out it's just going through laying out the history of like the Argus and what happened and blah 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 in Christerian, and then it ends on page 40. Like he's like, now I know all this, but the asshole I've been arguing with for the last 45 minutes has no fucking clue. I know all this, and I'm getting sick of his shit. Is this before you even get to make your first choice? And when I had someone read it, they said it's really good, but it felt like a history book. And I was like, oh shit, because it's written in PDF. And so all the choices are PDF linked. So you don't have to flip a book page at all in my story. You just click the fucking thing. When you click it, it takes you to the choice you chose. If you click the wrong one, it can go back one choice, or you can go back to the very beginning, to the very first choice of the story. Like if you want to restart the story, you can go back to the very beginning of that, and then follow another line and choose a different choices all the way from the very beginning. But it's in PDF, and so it's easy to do. And I'm so close to finishing it. I mean, and I've looked up, no one's done it, so yay. The story's I like the story too. There's three main characters, and their motivations are each different for taking on this quest. And I tell people who are about to read it, any part of it, that in order to get to any of the golden endings, the three golden endings, there's lots of endings that are going to be like dead ends that are kind of like whatever. There's even one where the main character, after going to the bar where he meets the two other characters, he doesn't trust them too much, so he decides to just go home. And what unfolds from that is an interesting ending there. So, there's all these endings, including like you went to the bar to try and start this mission and decided, fuck it, I'm going home. I'm not going to go on this mission. Or if you choose to go on the mission, you can choose to go with the other two people. You can choose to go by yourself. You can choose to go with one of the people. It's a really cool book, man. It's really cool. And so, as I say, with the golden endings for each one, the only way to get to the golden endings is that good, no one's here, so no one knows, no one will even know about it. So I don't. At least it says no one's here, so I hope no one's here. The only way to get to the golden endings is to I'm gonna call them the gilded endings, because golden sounds so much like golden shower. The gilded endings. In order to get to the gilded endings, which is the story for ending of each person, you have to start out with all three people, but all three people cannot make it to the end. Yeah, I like it, man. I like it. It's awesome. It's fun. So this is gonna be a good book to have up there, and but I'm pacing it. It's gonna be sick, man. It's gonna be really cool, and then I've got several other stories that like don't even have anything to do with Uni at all. I've um, I've got a book I'm working on called The Free Book, and it's about being like mentally free and whatever. And on top of the fact that it doesn't cost anything, it won't cost anything at all. And so I'm just gonna give it away because it's like a stream of consciousness. I just from time to time I write in it to get my thoughts out, and I don't want those thoughts that I have infecting Unia, you know. And so I just get any kind of like anger, or whatever, or resentment at politicians or whatever. I get that out in that, and just like I said, a stream of consciousness, you know. Um, it makes very little sense at all. Jumps from subject to subject. It makes very little sense at all. It's more of a insanity book, you know, a book of a journal of nothing that actually happened, and I dig it. I dig it a lot, and so uh, yeah, I hope to one day be hosting these type of things and discussing the robber and the thief, you know, and actually have people talking back and asking questions about the story because there's a good chance that unless you're kind of fairly deeply intuitive and perceptive, you are not going to get most of it. You'll get the gist, but you're not going to get most of it. It's probably going to be a little bit upsetting because everything's in there. It's just not spoken. It's not spelled out for you, and a lot of people like it spelled out, and it's just not. It's not. But if you look at it, everything is there. It's not even my doing really. Again, because of my certain particular ritual that I partake in when I write. Thank God no one's watching. Um, I can tie together ideas, very nebulous, abstract ideas, and I can wind through all of them, back and forth, go forward in time, back in time, fucking sideways, go over here to whatever, and then bring it back all together, back in the center for the end. And the thing is, like I said, you have to keep track of all those things. Um, I was telling my mom the other day that probably the difference between myself and a schizophrenic is that one, I know when I'm in a flight of fantasy, when my mind is going off and like I'm just creating shit and being ridiculous. I know. Schizophrenics tend to not know. Um, Sometimes I'm writing a scene and I'm full in it. You know what I mean? I'll go full in. I'll go full method into it, which is why I'm glad I live kind of alone, because I mean, screaming, yelling, banging on the floor, using prop guns. They're not real. It's like a BB gun, but using a prop BB gun and cussing a motherfucker out. You know what I mean? Who's not even here. Outside this house, if you weren't inside and understand what I'm doing, like I said, I do voice act work, shit. Not professionally. I'd like to. I'd like to do some professional voice acting work. I think I've got a decent voice for that, and I think I've got a good temperament for the and a good and all that shit necessary. Um, so anyone who didn't know that would outside this house would think that I was absolutely fucking shitbag crazy, you know. Especially like I said, you act out one part of it and then you go back through the entire scene and then you act out the entire part of the scene from the other person's point of view. I'd go into it, but it's a bit, like I said, it's a bit jarring. I imagine it's probably a bit jarring to see because it's like Sean checks out. I become the character that I'm playing. You know what I mean? And that guy's a cold-blooded killer. That's who the fuck I am in that moment. But I never lose control. Like, I'll fucking kill you. You know what I mean? I'll never do that. But I mean, when you look in my eyes, you're like, holy fuck, dude. Dude, what? Holy shit. What the fuck, man? Like, what? What? Huh? What? Um, but then like after like you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just goofing off, man. I'm working on the scene for a murderer in my head. And they're like, you know what I mean? But if Stephen King were to tell you that, you'd be like, really? Were you thinking about murdering me? Will I be in your next book? You know what I mean? You're almost flattered that he was thinking about a murderer while looking at you. Because you might be in his book. But if I say it to you, you fucking freak the fuck out. Like, I'm a psychotic. It's really weird how much we let people get away with. Mick Jagger, prime example. I dare anyone to get there and not announce that you're trying to be Mick Jagger and just do some Mick Jagger moves. It ain't gonna work for you. It ain't gonna work for you. Try and do some John Mayer singing. No one's gonna pay you a lot of money for that shit. They pay him a shit ton of money for it for some fucked up reason. Why? Your body is a wonderland. What the fuck? He doesn't sound like that when he talks normal. Why'd you have to sing like this? It's just strange, man. It's just strange to me what we do and what we allow and yada yada yada. So it's been an hour and 41 minutes. I think I'm done here. I might jump on a little bit later and do some more. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know anything. I don't know if I'll be here in an hour. What if I'm not? What if I dissolve into nothingness? Like, what if, you know what I mean? Like, what I was talking about the time erasing the grandfather clause and shit. What if, like, slavery was never part of God's plan? And since I'm biracial here in America, um, slaves were never meant to be brought over here, so therefore my mom would have never met my dad because my dad was descended from freed slaves, and my mom's from people that came over here and colonized America, and that's supposed to be undone. So the Native Americans are here. I would just vanish from reality. And that's something beautiful. No pain, no hell, no torment. No, but I'm not supposed to be here. I shouldn't be. I don't belong here. I shouldn't be here. Gone. I don't have to worry about why things don't add up anymore. I don't have to worry about why. I'm not even gonna go into it. Paul's look. What are we doing? As a human, as that's a serious question. As a human species, the fuck are we doing? The fuck are we doing? Since we don't know how life started, we're not gonna start progressing until we figure that out. Is that what the deal is? We're not gonna figure until we figure out all the answers of everything first, and then we'll start working on shaking hands. We already have hands. Hands are for shaking, not tying. That's what Chris Cornell said. Hands are for shaking, not tying, not tying. I sure don't mind a change, you know? Sure don't mind a change at all. Because I fell on black days. Let's see what God has to say at this moment. Praise ye the Lord, praise ye the Lord from the heavens, praise him in the heights. Praise ye him, all his angels. Praise ye him, all his hosts. Praise ye him, sun and moon. Praise ye him, all ye stars of light. Praise ye him, ye heavens of heavens, and ye waters that be above the heavens. Let them praise the name of the Lord, for he commandeth, and they were created. He hath also established forever and ever. He hath made a decree which shall not pass. Praise the Lord from the earth, ye dragons, and all deeps. Fire and hail, snow and vapor, stormy wind, fulfilling his word. Mountains and all hills, fruitful trees and all cedars, beasts and all cattle, creeping things and flying fowl, kings of the earth and all people, princes and judges of the earth, both young men and maidens, old men and children. Let them praise the name of the Lord, for his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heavens. He also exalteth the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even the children of Israel, and the people near unto him. Praise ye the Lord. Amen. I really miss doing the Watchmen. We used to do, me and my friends would do some stuff. We'd do some Bible study, but we would talk and whatever. And I'm not, see, people log out. I'm not one to gather people. I'm one to push people away because I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to talk about your salvation. This is here to talk about your salvation. If you haven't found it here, then why are you trying to find it here? Because I can't do shit for you. You have to do that. You have to submit to God to get that shit. I can't do nothing for you. So why are you turning to me to hear about how you're saved? I can't do nothing for you. I got nothing for you. My job, what I felt as a watchman, was not to be, when we had 3 guys. And my job as the watchman was to just keep an eye for the coming of the Lord, which I feel is coming very, very imminently. Very soon. Very, very soon. Fearfully soon. Fearfully soon. I don't care if anybody believes or not. I could be wrong. I admit that. But I feel very strongly that the end of all this bullshit is nigh, is near. But when we were doing Watchmen, like I said, I just felt like it was my job to watch the signs, all of them, all the signs, and all the, you know what I mean? As any watchman of the city would do, you keep an eye for any signs of fire, any signs of trouble, any signs of envoys of other kingdoms, sending an envoy of people to need to be greedy. You're not just watching for trouble, you're also watching for good, aren't you? But I mean, it just kind of fell apart, and people had better things to do, I guess. I kept on doing the Watchmen for a while, even though the other guys were kind of bailed out on it. But I'm just not one to bring people in. So what good was it doing when no one was tuning in? And so I just quit. I quit doing it. I did my last one, and when I was doing my last one, I just felt God saying, "That's enough. You don't have to do it anymore." I'm like, I like doing it. I don't mind doing it. And he's like, it's not it. That's, I mean, you're fine. You did it. You did what I wanted you to do. And so I put in my last broadcast and said, God says I don't have to do this anymore, so I'm not going to do it anymore. This right here, this is just like I said. If I had some people to talk to, I wouldn't be doing this. But I'm bored. I got shit all to do, and it's kind of fun just talking out to the world and just getting some shit out. I mean, it's not getting anything out. I'm just talking. God, you see that? I've wanted to see that on the head of my headstock of my acoustic for so fucking long. When I was younger, I would go to pawn shops, and they always had. I would always. I mean, I had time between like practice and stuff. 'Cause I didn't have a ride, and so I'd find the nearest pawn shop, and I'd go and check out guitars and stuff, even though I couldn't afford them. Because I was like 13, 14. So anywhere I go that had a pawn shop, it had a usually had an Alvarez guitar out and about, and it usually was pretty inexpensive, like $150. And so I was always like, man, it's like I'd see him, I'm like, that's $150 is probably not that great, and I played it. And that's dull ass strings, but the thing that has brand new strings on it is so bright and so beautiful. It's amazing. The tone is. '80s. How long has it been since you've seen one of those? So yeah, I might do another one of these before too long, but I think I'm done for at least for now, maybe for the night. I don't know. Night. Subordinate nurture.